Hey, what's going on, you orange oddish? So we got some reveals from the 30-year anniversary set coming up after Worlds, I think. I actually don't remember the exact time frame for when this is releasing. When is this thing releasing? It's in here somewhere. I think it's after Worlds. It should be after Worlds. No, it definitely is after Worlds. After Worlds, it'll be the set after Worlds. A couple interesting cards. Now, these special sets usually don't bring a ton as far as like big new archetypes. Usually, I feel like it's just more like more niche support Pokemon, like the last one that we had that came out with like Badoo and the Dusknoir line, right? Like that was like support Pokemon. They're not really their own deck type deal. And I think that's what we see mostly from this set as well. But it maybe fills some gaps for a couple archetypes moving forward. I will mention this Mewtwo EX. This is not one of the cards that is very good or worth talking about really, but I'll go ahead and talk about it anyways. It's got the Photon Bullets. This attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon EX. I guess the first attack's not terrible, so it could be a niche one of Tech Attacker in a deck that plays Psychic Energy and can easily accelerate energy to the Mewtwo. This is like pretty similar to the Dunsparce EX, except it's a basic, but it does like 2 Psychic Energy. It does less damage as well. Honestly, the Dunsparce EX kind of mogs this Mewtwo EX. And then Psychic Powers for 230, Psychic, Psychic, Psychic. 230 is not a bad number to hit, of course. Chaos, Ogre-Pawns, Phesandipides, stuff like that. The Mew, though, very powerful ability. This Pokemon can use the attacks of any of your bench Pokemon. You still need the necessary energy to use each attack. And then for a single Psychic, it's got Teleportation Burst for 30 damage. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. So remember Helix here. There's really a couple things that stand out to me and that I've seen people talk about that seems like it'll be pretty good in. One is Beedrill, because you don't have to sacrifice a full Beedrill line to be able to get the value out of attacking with multiple Beedrill in play. So it can kind of extend the life of your Beedrills, basically. Instead of attacking with a Beedrill, getting a 2-prize knockout, and then getting KO'd in return, possibly, you can attack with a Mew EX, get the first 2-prize knockout. Your opponent KOs a Mew, which is easier for them to KO probably, but you don't lose a Beedrill in play, which means it'll be easier for you to chain your attacks after that. And then maybe something like a Lucario deck, because this copying Lucario's first attack with a maximum belt would KO an opponent's Lucario. This could also just give trouble to anything that's weak to Psychic in the future as a tech card in decks in the future. So a little bit of a cool, kind of like, I don't even know what you call it, like a niche inclusion. Like it's not a tech card. I mean, it's kind of a tech card. For like Beedrill, it wouldn't be a tech card. It'd probably just be an auto inclusion as a one of. I guess it's kind of like a tech card. You're not always going to include it, but it works, it works. If something's weak to Psychic and you need to beat it, it works. Got a Greninja EX. It'll be very good with Mega Greninja for sure. We got the Stealthy Slash for a single water. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon. We just got the Mega Greninja, of course, with its ability that places 6 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So if you follow that up with a Stealthy Slash will be doing 180 damage to something that already has 60 damage on it, which is 240 damage. And if they have 2 pings, you're basically one-hit KOing anything in the format. It's not a Terra Pokemon. I guess you could do this on the active as well, so you could KO a Terra Pokemon on the active. But if you're sniping the bench, like that's where the real power of this comes from, is sniping your opponent's bench Pokemon. But honestly, 2 abilities from a Mega Greninja and then it attacking for 200 damage is less damage than 2 pings plus a Stealthy Slash for less energy overall for the attack cost. But you'd have to set up one more Greninja EX, I guess. There's that involved, which is actually a pretty big step. But very good inclusion in the Greninja deck for sure. Definitely will see some play. Then we have the Sylveon EX, the Colorful Harmony. I'm not really sold on this one yet, but I see the potential. Psychic Double Colorless, 50 damage times each type of basic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So there's 8 different basic energies. Theoretically, you could be hitting for 400 damage. There's a couple different ways you can accelerate energy into play right now. So the Sylveon obviously evolves from the EVs. We have a Terra EV. We have the Fast Evolve EV. We have, and specifically with the Terra Pokemon being colorless Pokemon, the EVs are colorless. If you have a Terra Pokemon in play, you can get access to Glass Trumpet, which then accelerates 2 energy into play. We have Crispin. So there is quite a few different ways to get energy into play for this card, but you still need a lot. Hitting for 400 damage is also pretty good. So I don't know. I see the potential for sure. I could see this thing being pretty good. And you probably play multiple Psychic energies. So maybe like 3 Psychic, 1 of each other energy, maybe something like that. And you'd have the other EVs to attack with as well, because you're playing all those energy types. You can still use your other evolutions to attack with. So big boost to the EV box potentially. And that's it for the good cards. They revealed some other cards, but they're not very good. I mean, maybe this Umbreon has got a retaliate attack for a single dark energy. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does 100 more damage. That's 130. It would be good against stuff that's specifically weak to dark, or maybe one prize decks. KOing stuff like Haunch Crows or Diplins to attack with what your own one prizer in a situation. Or if they are weak to dark, they have like 260 HP or less, that would be an effective one-hit KO. I don't know. Maybe as cool as a one-of tech inclusion for certain matchups in a EV box. But let me know what you think about those reveals. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, it feels like these special sets, they don't bring like big new archetypes like the Ghost Veil card or the Ghost Veil deck that's coming out in the Pitch Black set. It's just like some cool new additions to some decks, or like kind of more universal tech card inclusions like the Mew EX. Let me know, comment section down below, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video.